resonated with our cause here at BT Seva and have shown empathy towards our efforts. So to kick off the event today, I'd like to start with a little reflection activity. So if I can have everyone close their eyes real quick, try to be in a quiet place, and I really urge you to close your eyes. Take these 2 minutes to go through this activity with me. Okay, with your eyes closed in a quiet place, I want you to picture your life right now. I want you to picture your house, your job, your family. I want you to picture your daily routine of waking up in the morning, getting ready, going to work. Now slowly, in that image you've created, remove your home and replace it with a shack. Now slowly, take that shack from where you live right now and place it in a small tribal village in rural India. Replace your current job with farming. Your daily routine now includes waking up at dawn and going to find water for the day. Your daily routine now is a day full of farming and providing for the family. You're surrounded by forests, and the only way to get to town is to walk for a couple of miles. You have no technology. Were you able to do it? Were you able to imagine yourself living like that? Now, keeping your eyes closed, erase everything until only darkness remains. Let's hold that for 5 seconds. Only darkness. Now try to imagine living in this darkness, not for 5 seconds, but 50, 60, 80 years, your entire life. Most of us aren't able to navigate our room in the middle of the night without stumbling on something. Imagine trying to navigate the entire world in this darkness. Can you do it? Now, before we open our eyes, I want you to erase everything one more time. I'm going to say a word. I want you to notice the first thing that you envision when I say the word. Ready? Empathy. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing. It's the ability to place yourself in another person's shoes. Open your eyes. What did you see? A person? A location? I saw one of our tribal kids laughing, and I felt the warmth of that laugh. If you were able to envision yourself in these two scenarios, you were being empathetic. If you were not only able to see, but feel the difficulty, the hard work, the uncertainty, and various emotions during these scenarios, you were feeling empathy. The focus of our event today is the impacts of empathy. Today, we wanted to offer you all a chance to see the direct impact of your kindness and how you are helping transform the lives of many. Before we get started, I'd like to quickly cover some house rules. Being stuck at home for the past 6 months, I'm sure we've all become well acquainted with our good friend Zoom here, so this should be pretty brief. We would like everyone to remain muted throughout the event to prevent any overlaps or confusion, and if you have any questions at any time, please use the chat function. Direct questions can be privately addressed to me, Pranathi, or Madhvi Donepuriji. General comments, reactions, etc. can be used in the chat, but I encourage everyone to stay on topic and keep the chatting minimal to prevent any distractions. There's actually a reactions button at the bottom, right next to the green share screen. There's a reactions button with some preset emojis like clapping, We encourage you to use those throughout the presentation to show how you're feeling. And if you are going to turn your video on, which we would love to see your faces, we also encourage that you're mindful of background distractions. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, you all will have a chance to directly ask questions to the beneficiaries at the end. So please wait until then to unmute and talk. Before that, you can always send us your questions privately in the chat. And now that that's out of the way, I'm going to quickly introduce myself. Hi, my name is Pranati Kalivindi. I am a VT Seva youth volunteer from the Seattle chapter, and I've been with the organization for about 6 years now, so I've practically grown up with it. I'm a senior in high school right now, and throughout the years, I've learned so many skills that have shaped who I am. So for any youth out there right now, I highly encourage you to join as volunteers. Numerous times, I've seen the monumental impact this organization has on so many aspects of our local, national, and international communities. And I'm so honored to be able to share some of those with you today. I would now like to introduce my co-host, Madhaviji. Madhaviji?
Yeah, I just got muted again. Good morning, everyone. Pranati, thank you for that great exercise. It was really heartwarming and welcoming to learn what the day-to-day life of our tribal or Netra Vijaya students could be. Good morning again, everyone. Thank you for joining for the first of the Meet Our Beneficiaries series held by VT Seva. As you know, I'm holding a vice president role at the VT Seva USA. I have been volunteering with VT Seva for over 7 years and had an opportunity to work with thousands of volunteers who dedicated their time and energies to benefit and further the causes of VT Seva. I had the privilege of chaperoning summer internship and had a great opportunity multiple times to visit our causes or institutions, Netra Vidyalaya and GR Gurukulams. These experiences have taught me lots of several life lessons, empathy, and compassion. Despite the day-to-day challenges, our school students have only been encouraged to stay positive and be happy and self-reliant. And you will see by meeting our alumni today what it really means. Every time I go to these schools, there are a few words that just resonate with me: discipline, respect, extracurricular activities, compassion, happiness, gratitude, and so on. Without further ado, and before we meet our alumni, let's talk a little bit about VT Seva. VT Seva stands for Volunteering Together for Service. VT Seva is a sister organization of the one in India called Vikasa Tarangini, which was established in 1992. It's been registered in USA in 2008 as a non-profit organization, 5013C. We have over 150,000 volunteers across the globe. At the heart of our organization, our mission is to support, empower, and transform the communities around us in all aspects, whether it be protecting the environment, providing quality education and empowering those who need, or bridging between communities. As an organization, we stand on 4 pillars. The first pillar is empowering visually challenged students. The second very important one also is educating our tribal students. Third one is the healthcare awareness or cancer awareness camps and prevention, along with supporting a hospital for low socioeconomic communities. And the fourth one is environment sustainability and disaster relief. What sets VT Seva apart from any other organization? It is the dedication of our volunteers for the causes. And 100% of the funds, I repeat, 100% of the funds raised for the cause are utilized just towards that cause. All the $1.3 million we have raised in 2019 have been directly impacted the causes that VT Seva supports. And to list a few, educating 1,500 plus tribal students and Vijaya students, multiple hundreds of cancer screening camps, procuring a mobile diagnostic van so we can further the causes even more, and supporting multiple orphanages. These are just to limit some of the few examples of how we had furthered the causes through 2020.
Today, we're going to be focusing on one of our core pillars, education and empowerment. We at VT Seva have a vision of empowering underprivileged or visually challenged children with quality education and tools for success. With your help, we've been able to build the Netra Vidyalaya School and Degree College for visually challenged and the GR Gurukulams in Allampalli and Bir Saipet. Here's a quick video to introduce Netra Vidyalaya.
There are over 12 million people in India alone who are blind. Blindness, a disability that is dreaded by many. A disability that hampers going from kids to normal life. Educated like others. One organization that understands the visually challenged is just to make the Vidyalaya. It's the first institution here to introduce computers training to blind. They laugh, play, read, and dream all in the dark. But a path of light in this darkness is shown a teacher. Special emphasis is given to students here for extracurricular activities like music, sports, and craft work. This helps them in being a more well-rounded individual and develop self-confidence. Each year, many graduating students of Netra Vidyalaya have got employment in both public and private sectors. There could be nothing more satisfying for an institution than to see its students overcome their disability and get employment in the outside world. Neither the voice of race or the cool light won't be seen by them. Neither the sentinels of the rainbow or the sentinels of the world can be seen by them. The flying birds, the swing fish, the blossom flowers, by them. We look. To help realize their self-reliant, later together, we will reach
Okay. Apologies for anyone who the video broke up for. I'll quickly summarize what was in the video. So in the video, it mentioned how Netra Vidyalaya was the first institution in the world to enable visually challenged children to take their annual exams on regular laptops without any scribes. That's a huge thing. And these schools have repeatedly been voted as the best schools for the visually challenged in India by the National Association for Blind. At Netra Vidyalaya, the boarding, food, education, books, clothes, and healthcare are all provided for free to these kids. During their time at the school, these kids are empowered to become independent and self-confident young individuals with the world in their hands to conquer. Along with a stellar education, these kids get to nurture their talents and hobbies, whether it be singing, music, chess, or the Indian Special Olympics. These kids are champions who showcase their strength and talent despite their special abilities. Since 2001, Netra Vidyalaya has empowered over 2,500 students with an astonishing pass rate of 100%. No other public or private school is able to claim such a number. Every year consistently, despite the challenges of facilities or diverse backgrounds, students have always excelled at our schools.
Thank you, Pranati. And that excellence continues into our tribal students as well. We have two tribal schools at Alampalli and Birsaipeta in Telangana state. And these are called, we call them Vijaya Durga. These schools provide education to the kids from the impoverished tribal communities in India. Kids from farming families have no access or means to afford proper education are invited to Vijaya Durga to learn and build a life for themselves for free. Similar to Netra, these kids are empowered to transform their lives and build careers for themselves. With libraries, lab facilities, technology, and anything they can imagine, these kids are given all tools they need to succeed and accomplish their dreams. I think folks are not able to hear me very well, so I'm going to increase my volume. Both Netra Vidyalaya and GR Gurukulam's priorities on holistic education. As you see on the screen today, right now, how they are diversified in various extracurricular activities, yoga, dance, music, Vedic learning, and a lot more. Life is so much more than just passing a test. Would you all agree with me? And that's exactly what Netra Vidyalaya and GR Gurukulams do. To shine. It's not just education, but by helping them nurture physically, mentally, and spiritually. And that's the best thing about our schools. And we are very proud to say that. Here's a short video to showcase the successes and placements of our alumni from both schools.
So hopefully that video was better this time. As we saw in the video, our students are high achievers. Today, we've brought some of those high achievers to share their stories with you. These three alumni come from very different backgrounds, but are united under the umbrella of VT Seva CEO, His Holiness Sri Chinajira Swamiji's vision. Today, we've brought them here to represent the journeys of many students from our schools who've transformed their lives and laid foundations to successful careers ahead. Our first panelist is Thrinadh Nekkanti. Thrinadh graduated from the Netra Degree College for Visually Challenged with a BCom and later pursued his MBA elsewhere. He's worked for Cisco and currently works for Allegis Group as a recruiter. Our second panelist is Vijaya Durga. Vijaya was part of the first batch of students at the Netra Junior College. Back then, it was only a junior college, so Vijaya went on to pursue a BCom at a different school. She was a class topper during her time at the Netra Vidyalaya and was part of the first batch of students to ever take their annual exams on laptops. She currently works as an assistant manager at the Canara Bank in Ameerpet. And our third panelist today is Gangajala Mutyala. She is an alumni from the Jir Gurukulam School in Allampalli, where she attended from her 3rd to 10th grade. She went on afterwards to receive a diploma and BSc at different schools and currently works at the agricultural department at PIMBY and AEO. So at this point, we will start chatting with our alumni. If you have any questions during the conversation, please send them to me or Madhviji in the chat, or hold off until the end for our audience Q&A. So first,
say one thing here. Instead of sending privately, please send it to everyone so the same questions are not repeated. And at the end of it, we'll take some of the questions or even open the form to ask. Okay, so please don't send it privately. Send it to the group.
Awesome. Let's do that then. Yep. So with our first question, we have Vijaya Durga Garu. We're going to ask her, what did a daily routine look like at the school? Vijaya Durga Garu, you're muted.
Jai Shri
Jai Simanarayana.
my daily routine, actually we are first batch, so we used to get up early and go for yoga, then we'll be getting ready and then study hours, next breakfast, then classes, and if time permits, Swamiji available at our ashram, we used to have classes. Very lucky we are to say that. And evening also same snacks time, next study hours, and then dinner, next lab, newly learning computers and all, and we'll go to bed. That's our routine life at the college, ma'am.
Very good. Kiranji, if we can stop the PowerPoint for some time during this Q&A with the students, I think the students will be coming up as more as a main screen. So can we stop the sharing for a minute, a few minutes? Thank you, Vijaya Durga. That was awesome. So yes, so as we said, there's yoga, there's extracurricular activities. And during our conversations with Vijaya Durga, we also learned that on Sundays, volunteers used to come and sit down with them, so they never felt like they were away from home or anything. It was very inspiring to hear that, on the weekends, and weekend is only Sunday, right? But the teachers took extra care to ensure that they were comfortable, they had good food, which is very important for health of any individual. So they made sure they had the proper breakfast and they're taking care of it. Thank you, Vijaya Durga. Gangajala, I think I would like to ask you the same question. What was the daily routine for you at school when you were in school at GR Gurukulam? Gangajala in Telugu, I think.
Telugu.
Okay, can you tell us how your day in your school was when you were a day scholar, so you came to school from home, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were some students that were in the hostel. So can you speak to how your daily routine was?
బ్యాచిలర్స్ 5కి లేచి ప్రాతస్మరణీయం ఉండేది మేడం. ప్రాతస్మరణీయం తర్వాత యోగా ఉండేది. యోగా తర్వాత ఫ్రెష్ అప్ తర్వాత మళ్ళీ బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ ఉండేది. బ్రేక్ఫాస్ట్ తర్వాత క్లాసెస్కి వచ్చేవాళ్ళు. మా ప్రేయర్ ఉండేది. ప్రేయర్ తర్వాత క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. ప్రేయర్ లా ఒక డైలీ ఒక జీకే క్వశ్చన్ ఉండేది మేడం, కరెంట్ అఫైర్స్ గురించి. ఆ క్వశ్చన్ కి ఆన్సర్ నెక్స్ట్ డే చెప్పాల్సి ఉండేది, అదొకటి ఉండేది. నెక్స్ట్ క్లాసెస్ లో మెడిటేషన్ ఒకటి ఉండేది మేడం. క్లాస్ స్టార్ట్ అయ్యే ముందు మెడిటేషన్ ఉండేది. తర్వాత మామూలుగా రెగ్యులర్ గా క్లాసెస్ జరిగేవి. నెక్స్ట్ లంచ్ ఉండేది మేడం. లంచ్ తర్వాత యోగా క్లాసెస్ కానీ శ్లోక క్లాసెస్ కానీ వీక్లీ 2-3 days ఉండేవి. గేమ్స్ ఉండేవి ఆఫ్టర్నూన్. ఈవినింగ్ మళ్ళీ స్నాక్స్ ఉండేవి. తర్వాత ఈవినింగ్ 6 గంటల మళ్ళీ స్టడీ అవర్స్ ఉండేవి మేడం. స్టడీ అవర్స్ తర్వాత డిన్నర్ తర్వాత ఇంకా డైలీ అదే జరుగుతుంది.
Thank you, Gangajala. So for some non-Telugu speaking, I will just translate very quickly what the daily routine at the GR Gurukulam, which Gangajala just explained to us. Basically, she was going to school from home. She lived in the village of Allampalli. However, a lot of her classmates came from the tribal areas, which were 2-3 kilometers away from the village itself. So they used to walk through the woods and come to the school. And the first thing in the morning, those who stayed in the hostel, they would wake up 5 in the morning. They would have a quick prayer and yoga time. After the yoga, they go on to shower and get ready for school with breakfast. And the schools, Gangajala would come at the 7:45 or 7:50 when the class starts, when school starts. They have a school assembly, which is very interesting. And the one thing that she shared that was very interesting is that there will be a general knowledge question. So pretty much every day in the assembly, they will pop a question to the whole school. And everyone in the school has to know that answer next day. And randomly, they will pick a name next day in the assembly, and that student has to come up and tell what that answer to that question is. It could be anywhere from a general day-to-day life or anything else. And then at lunchtime, all the students, including the day scholars, would be provided nutritious lunch. And during that lunch, each class takes the responsibility of serving all those 500 to 700 students from the school. And once the students are all fed, these students get to now clean up and then have their lunch and go back to school for the rest of the classes. And in the afternoon, they have the after-school activities like games and sports. And once that is done, the day scholars go back home, and those who are in the hostel have their dinner and some more homework time and study hour after that. So this is pretty much, so this kind of shows us that how there was a holistic education, in the sense there's time set out for yoga, there's time set out for other classes such as music and dance and sports and all that. And I think the one thing that was interesting, like I said, the GR Gurukulam necessarily is always that the teacher and student relationship is very beautiful there. So they have to serve the school too. So each class takes responsibility to do some of the activities at school. And I also heard Gangajala tell me in one of her interviews that the parents of each class take responsibility for once in a month. They come to the school and help by, say, making sure the rice, they have to clean up the rice or cut some vegetables, or also share some of their farm product to the school. So this is what is called giving back to the community. When they are getting free education, they're showing thankfulness and gratefulness in that sense. Thank you, Gangajala. Prati?
Yeah, so continuing on to one of the points that Madhviji mentioned, I would like to ask Thrinadh, how would you describe the student-teacher relationship to be like at the school?
So, yeah, I think you can hear me, right?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So, very good morning, and I hope everyone are great, doing great today. So to answer your question, Pranati, in other sectors, maybe like, yeah, yeah, maybe in a corporate area, schools or somewhere in the normal government schools or colleges, the relationship between the teacher and the student might be, come to the class and teach the students and go. But in our college, like Netra Vidyalaya, it's beyond the teacher's responsibility. So, for example, if you're on a lower side of your personal things, the teachers get to know in the class. If you're so dull, if you're not like, usually they'll get to know, and they'll definitely take a personal care and ask you, and they'll recharge you at the end of the day. That's what I mentioned in early time, which is going beyond their responsibilities.
That's
Yeah.
awesome, Thrinadh. I heard from Thrinadh that he was one of the naughty kids in the class. And, today, see where he is. He is a recruiter at Allegis company, and he loves to talk. And he likes to have a social relationship, and he's very good. I mean, the thing that he told me, that one of his teachers actually inspired him to say, you want to go beyond your capacity, so always aim high. And that's how he got into the HR relations, is his favorite subject. So he went into becoming a recruiter now for a company. Thank you, Thrinadh, for sharing your experience there. Let me ask another question. Sorry. That's good.
No, I just said pleasure to be.
All right. I'm going to ask a question to Ganga Jala now. Ganga Jala, at your tribal school, what was the diversity like? అంటే ఎట్లాంటి పిల్లలు ఉండేవాళ్ళు, అందరికీ నీలాగా వచ్చిన వాళ్ళైనా, తెలుగు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళ, మీ స్కూల్లో ఎలాంటి పిల్లలు ఉండేవాళ్ళు కొంచెం చెప్తావా ఒకసారి? వాళ్ళు ఎలాగా పైకి వచ్చారు అంతవరకు?
మేడం, స్కూల్ అసలు అల్లంపల్లి అనేది ఎవరికి తెలియదు మేడం. మా అల్లంపల్లి చుట్టుపక్కల ఒక 11-12 గ్రామ పంచాయతీ చిన్న చిన్న విలేజ్లు ఉంటాయి, తండాలు ఉంటాయి మేడం. అలా ఉన్న వాళ్ళకి తెలుగు కూడా మాట్లాడడానికి కాదు, చెప్పేది కూడా అర్థం కాకపోయేది. అప్పుడు మన స్కూల్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత మన టీచర్స్ అందరూ వాళ్ళందరికీ మోటివేషన్ చేసి, చదువుకుంటే ఇట్లా ఉంటదని చెప్పి వాళ్ళకి ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ చెప్పిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళందరూ స్కూల్లో జాయిన్ అవ్వడానికి ఆసక్తి చూపించారు. అప్పుడు స్కూల్ స్టార్ట్ అయిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళు వచ్చిన కొత్తలో వాళ్ళకి చాలా వాళ్ళ పైన ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఎక్కువ పెట్టేసి వాళ్ళకు ఎక్కువ చెప్పేవాళ్ళు, వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యేటట్టు చెప్పేవాళ్ళు. వాళ్ళకి వచ్చేటప్పుడు 2-3 కిలోమీటర్స్, ప్రతి విలేజ్ కి స్కూల్ కి 2-3 కిలోమీటర్స్ ఎక్కువనే ఉంటది. వాళ్ళు కాలినడకన వచ్చేవాళ్ళు. అప్పుడు వర్షాకాలంలో అయితే వాగులు చాలా ఉండేటివి, అవి దాటుకుంటూ చదవాలనే ఉద్దేశంతో వాళ్ళు వచ్చేవాళ్ళు. వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంకా మెల్లిమెల్లిగా నేర్చుకొని 10th వరకు అయితే మేము స్కూల్లో ఉంటుండే కాబట్టి బాగానే చదివేవాళ్ళు. స్కూల్ లేకముందు ఎవరు చదువుకునేది కూడా కాదు. మళ్ళీ చిన్న అమ్మాయిలకైతే చిన్నప్పుడు మ్యారేజ్ చేస్తుండే, అబ్బాయిలు అయితే వ్యవసాయం పనులు ఏదైనా చేసుకునేది. ఇక స్కూల్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంకా చదువు మీద అందరికి ఎక్కువ ఆసక్తి ఉండడం వల్ల చదువు ఎక్కువ నేర్చుకున్నారు. వాళ్ళకి బాగా ఇబ్బంది అవుతుండే, లాంగ్వేజ్ ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కువ ఉంటుండే మేడం.
సో దట్స్ గుడ్ గంగాజల. నాకైతే కళ్ళ మీద నీళ్ళు వస్తున్నాయి ప్రస్తుతానికి. What I feel right now is I'm really teary-eyed at this point when she's talking me about this, and I saw it firsthand, and I know some of the folks on the call have also experienced the same with the summer internship experience. So what she is saying is, she has been from a Telugu background, which is her language, and she is from the village itself. However, there are 30-40 different tribes across around about 2 to 3 kilometers from the school. And all these students, they did not know what school was or anything. And actually, as for Gangachela, when she was young, there was a school there at the time before the Allampalli school was set up. But every student was in the same class. There was only one teacher, and she really did not get to know much when she was in that school. And she actually came to Allampalli in 3rd class, and from 3rd class onward, she really excelled in everything, and she went into doing the agricultural education. Whereas there are students that she's talking about from the tribals, the school management actually went to those tribal areas, talked to them about why it is important for the students to come to the school and get educated. And they had to come walk 2 to 3 kilometers barefoot. And she was explaining that it's very difficult when there is rains. And you know, if you're in a forest area, rains is like a rainforest, right? You never know when the rains fall, and there is no tar roads or anything, so you have to walk through that mud and everything. Still come to school. So the school provided them with the books and shoes and uniforms and everything. But again, there was a lot of convincing that had to be done to the tribal area the parents to make sure that they all come to the school. So it's really inspiring, Ganga Jala. And why I'm teary-eyed is think about that forest area where you have no internet, nothing. And today we are able to talk to Ganga Jala from Alampalli. So that's really awesome that we could get Ganga Jala, Vijaya Durga, and Thrinadh right on this call, where at one point there was no technology. They did not know what is right. And luckily, Ganga Jala speaks a language that is scripted, whereas a lot of her friends did not speak any scripted language. They had their own sound language type of thing. They had to learn any type of scripted language like Telugu, English, and Hindi, and Excel. And teachers took extra care for these students because they have to be caught up with the regular language too. Thank you, Ganga Jala.
My next question will be towards Thrinadh. So we got, I will kind of incorporate one of the questions that came into the chat here. But the question was, what was the social life like at the school? So Thrinadh, with your friends and everyone, what was the student community like at the Netra Vidyalaya?
Yeah, so to answer your question, beyond the education, the education might be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like, so after that, we used to have a lot of free time where we used to have a lot of activities like playing cricket, or maybe, especially I think most of you know, it's a huge campus. It's, I think, 100 acres of campus. I think most of you know. So you get to see a lot of people, and you get to interact with a lot of people. So that's where, if you keep getting if you keep meeting unknown people, there itself the social interaction starts and your network builds. That's one of the reasons I think I habituated maybe socializing and growing my network. So I think I'm good at one of these things.
Awesome. Thank you, Thrinadh.
Yeah, I also want to mention that Thrinadh used to be he's as an ambassador for Netra Vidyalaya, but he said that's a big word for you to say. But I was there for every time they had visitors come and we had to show them the school. Thrinadh was called upon to say, Thrinadh and along with his few other friends were called upon. If nobody else was there, Thrinadh was always there to show everyone the school with pride. And he also hosted annual events, cultural events that we had at Netra Vidyalaya. So
college anniversary meetings, yeah.
Yeah, he says he's not a performer or he doesn't sing or dance, but he's good at speaking. So he used to MC the events on the annual day functions. And thank you, Thrinadh. Thrinadh, I think I'll continue with you for a minute here. What are some personality skills that you learned in the school that helped you develop to where you are?
Yeah, so if I can say, like, education is also one of the parts, but without the skills, extra skills, like maybe your communication, or maybe, as you asked me before, the socializing between with the people, I think education will not play much role in our life. If you incorporate both, like, which is a social and education, that adds more of value further when you grow in your life. So yeah.
All right.
So can you repeat the question? I'm so sorry.
No, that's good. I think you kind of answered it because your personality skills, so your social life actually helped you develop the relationships with and you're able to talk to anybody, whether they're sighted or non-sighted users. So That's very wonderful to hear. One thing that Thrinadh said that caught my attention during our interview process or talking to him before this call was that when he's communicating with two people, he always sees that it's really both sides have to have the commonality, that you should be able to communicate to the other person. So if there is a difference in the communication, he makes sure that he sees positivity in it. If someone is not being nice to you for a reason, then he always makes sure he checks to see how can we make that positive. So he always looks for the positive side of it, and that's something that I think he learned through the school and the teachers and how everyone has given him the opportunity to grow. Would you agree there, Thrinadh?
Yeah, exactly. So I was actually looking at some other things. So because of that, I distracted with the question. So exactly what you said is exactly right. And mutual understanding when you're communicating with the opposite person. If you know that something is wrong or something, that's always good to see what's happening and take a positive side from the communication that we had. Maybe it's a good or bad, but taking a positive things, it's always been helping in me in growing in my personal career actually.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next question, I'll go with Vijaya Durga. I would
Right.
like to ask you, what are some technical skills that the school helped you develop? Vijaya Durga?
Am I audible?
Yes, now you are.
Yeah. Regarding technical skills, the first and most important is computers. And actually, so many of my friends and so many age people also used to study. Uh, Means their education will start very late without noticing about schools and all, not having awareness, no. So they don't know even the spellings, and whoever came from Telugu medium background, they don't know spellings also, because we used to depend on audios recorded through CDs and cassettes. We used to listen and we used to know everything, means learn everything. So whenever the special education started with laptops, then everyone came to know every one of our friends with spellings and in English as well as education. So technically it helps us a lot, and we able to use mobiles, laptops, and whatever everything using talking facility. So it helps us throughout our lives. And technically means, moreover, yeah ma'am, regarding technically it helps a lot. We are in
So
this field because of this technology.
that's great. Thank you, Vijay Durga. So what I also heard from Vijay Durga is a lot of her classmates that came to the school, like junior college, after they went to schools at different places, they did not always have the braille. They didn't learn the braille completely. So a lot of them took classes by listening to the audiobooks, and basically they learned it, and the exams were done by the scribe. So they never really understood what is the spelling, right? So they can talk everything or know the knowledge of it, but they did not know how to write. They didn't know how the braille, or they did not know how to use the computers. Vijay Durga was one of the lucky ones who had some knowledge of the braille before getting to junior college. However, she did not know the spellings, or she did not have the laptop facility. So the school started the laptop, and she was very happy that she could learn on the laptops. And the one experience that she told about is that as she was the first batch, the government had to approve that they can take the exams on the laptops. And the school management and Sri Chinajaya Swamiji and everyone really took a huge effort to ensure that the permissions and the life is given to the schools in a timely manner. So they did not feel the stress about, oh, are we going to get to do the exams or not? But they just focused on getting their work done and learning on the laptop. So that really was a huge benefit for Vijaya Durga, and after junior college, she actually went out to a regular college, and they gave her admission, and she was the first one at also Koti Women's, I think, as degree. And because of her skill on the laptop, that she was actually admitted to that school at the time. So nice job, Ganga Jala, and we are glad that Netra Vidyalaya could provide you the technical skills. Thank you. Pranati?
Yes. So the next question we have is towards Gangajala. Gangajala, how has this school changed your life? Because Miru, after the school, you went on to get a diploma and BSc, all of that. So how has the school changed your life, the Vijaya Gurukulam?
స్కూల్ అనేది లేకుంటే ఇప్పటిదాకా ఈ డిప్లొమా డిగ్రీ ఏవి ఉండేది కాదు మేడం. స్కూల్ అనేది ఒక ఫౌండేషన్ లాగా యూజ్ అయింది మాకు. ఒకవేళ స్కూల్ అనేది లేకపోయి ఉంటే ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ నుండి ఇప్పుడు మేము మీతో మాట్లాడే వాళ్ళమే కాకపోయి ఉండొచ్చు. స్కూల్ చాలా నేర్పించింది మేడం. అసలు బయటి ప్రపంచం అంటే ఏంటో తెలియదు మాకు. అసలు అల్లంపల్లి అడవుల లోపల ఉన్నాము, మాకు రవాణా సౌకర్యం కూడా లేదు, నెట్వర్క్ లేదు, కనీసం ఏది కూడా బయట ప్రపంచానికి సంబంధమే లేదు. స్కూల్ అనేది పెట్టి లేకపోయి ఉంటే మేము ఇప్పటికీ ఇంకా అల్లంపల్లిలోనే ఉండి బయట ప్రపంచం ఇట్లా మాకు ఇట్లా అమెరికా ఉంటది అనే విషయం కూడా తెలుస్తుందనో లేదో. ఒకవేళ స్కూల్ అనేది లేక ఏఈఓగా వచ్చేదానికి కూడా కాకపోయేదేమో, ఏం చేసేదాన్ని కూడా ఊహించుకోవడానికి రావట్లేదు మేడం. ఇక ఈ స్కూల్ వెనకాల ఎంతమంది ఉండి నడిపిస్తున్నారు అదంతా మా లైఫ్ కోసం అంటే చాలా సంతోషంగా ఉంది మేడం.
Kanaya, they live in the forest. Swamiji built one school for them. And
please mute yourself, please. So, Gangajala, thank you. So what Gangajala is saying is that if not for the school, she would not have been where she is today, or any of her friends. We would not even know that there is something called, there is a place called America or any other place, because they are in a very, very thick forest, covered through the forest in a village. And like I said, the school that she used to go when she was a child was just one class, one teacher, everybody got to learn the same thing. So she hardly learned any alphabets or even any proper words when she was in the school, in that other school. And in one of her talks, Pranati and I, she actually was excited to say that when Swamiji and the management had come to their school and say, we are starting a school, they were all very happy. And knowing that there will be multiple classes and multiple teachers, and that there will be yoga and there will be extracurricular activities and they'll be getting to play sports, was very exciting for all the students at the time. So she was very excited when she was talking, and that's what she explained right now, that if Allampalli school, Vijaya Gurukulam did not exist, she would not be here today talking to us. So that's really awesome. Like I said, it's and I think she also mentioned that her first salary she actually gave to the school, to the Vijaya Gurukulam school. Kada Gangajala?
Yes, ma'am.
Her first salary she wanted to share with her school, and she did give that along with her another friend of hers. Okay, next, Pranati, do you want to ask, or how are we doing with time? We have about 10 minutes, so I think we should go with one question to Thrinadh, and maybe we'll go to the next agenda.
Yes, and then for everyone who's been asking questions in the chat, thank you so much. We do see those. We've left the last chunk of the time for audience Q&A, so people who would like to stick around can stay for a bit longer. So some of them we've got to now, some of them I'm saving, and we will get to at the audience Q&A time.
Yeah, just give us a few more minutes. So, Thrinadh, oh, there you're back. I thought you were playing hide and seek again with us.
Yeah, so yeah.
Thrinadh, would you like to give a message to all of us here today? Anything you want to say to us?
So yeah, so it's kind of, I think it's not kind of giving a message, but you know, you have been seeing me, you know, speaking to you guys over the, you know, we have been, I think we have been studying, and you guys have been supporting. So ending on this note, what I believe I would like to share with you which is what do you give to the society, or maybe anything. What do you give that'll be you'll be receiving the same back? Maybe it may be the good, or it may be bad. So it's kind of like if you throw the ball on the wall, that comes back. So on the other note, I want to say, like, whatever you give back, you'll receive the same. So that in such a way, so the way you have given us back, so the way you have given us to the education, or maybe the food, or maybe the shelter, the same thing I'm able to serve the society now. Maybe I do take care of a couple of orphanages, and maybe the HIV positive people. So it's all the inspiration, maybe from the Swamiji, or maybe people like you. So yeah,
And that's
so
awesome.
keep supporting us, keep supporting people, and keep making the models. So that's all that I want to tell.
Thank you very much, Trina. That's very inspiring to us. And I think this message resonates through all of the students at Netra Vidyalaya and dear Gurukulams, I have to say. Because when I go on a summer internship program and we talk to these students, they talk about, becoming so-and-so, we want to, become an officer, I want to, and there was one student that actually said that they want to start an orphanage so they can support other students, just like how Swamiji is supporting, or how VT Seva is supporting through the schools and establishing schools for everyone. So it's inspiring. And some of the kids, when they say, oh, I want to become a collector, I want to become an officer like this, and I say, why do you want to become a collector? What's the big deal about it? I say, oh, so we can actually serve more of the community. So they want to give back to the community, is what they're getting from the school, and it's not just about themselves, it's always about the community feeling. So thank you for that wonderful message, Thrinadh. It really inspires us also. And we'll just hold off for the rest of the questions for the audience a little bit, but we have a special guest today, Srimati Lakshmi Pakkalpati Garu. And before I introduce her, thank you very much, Thrinadh, Vijaya Durga, and Gangajala. Please stay put as we continue with this session. And it was a great experience and heartwarming to listen from all of you. Lakshmi Garu is here today she actually helps us manage the school at Netra Vidyalaya in Varija. In Varija, we have students from 1st to the 10th class. And I know you could not see the video, but you would have seen the example of how the students are become independent when they are in our school itself, from the 1st to the 10th class. Lakshmi Garu, I had to call her and ask her what her real name was, because we all very dearly call her Baby Garu, Baby as her name. No, so I never knew her real name. So I had to call her and say, what is your real name when I introduce you? So I would like to ask Lakshmi Garu to give her some of her experiences and what type of students that she gets at Netra Vidyalaya school in Varija. Baby Garu?
Jai Shrimanarayanandi.
బేబీ గారు చెప్తారా మీరు మీకు మన స్కూల్లో ఎలాంటి పిల్లలు ఉంటారు, మీరు అంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చే వాళ్ళ బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్స్ కానీ వాళ్ళు మీరు ఎలాగా హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు వాళ్ళని సెపరేట్గా ఇండిపెండెంట్గా అవ్వడానికి? వాళ్ళని ఫస్ట్ ప్లేస్లో వచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి అసలు ఏమీ తెలియకపోవచ్చు కదా, ఎలా వాళ్ళు తిరగాలి క్లాస్లో స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళాలి అన్నది. మీరు ఎలా మనకు ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ చెప్పి మన స్కూల్లో పిల్లలు ఎలాంటి కష్టాల నుంచి వచ్చారు, వాళ్ళు ఎలా డెవలప్ అవుతున్నారు కొంచెం చెప్పగలుగుతారా?
ఓకే మేడం. మనకి స్పందన అనే ఒక అమ్మాయి ఉందండి. ఇప్పుడు తను 5th grade చదువుతుంది. తను డేస్ బేబీ అన్నమాట. వాళ్ళు ఒక SOS అనే ఒక ఆర్గనైజేషన్ ఉంది. దాని దగ్గర వాళ్ళు 5th day ఎంతో అమ్మాయి పుట్టి ఆ అమ్మాయిని అక్కడ పడేశారు అన్నమాట. తనేంటి బ్లైండ్ అని. ఆ అమ్మాయిని వాళ్ళు కొంచెం పెద్ద అయ్యే వరకు 3rd year 4th year వరకు వాళ్ళు కొంచెం ఒక మదర్ని పెట్టి వాళ్ళ అమ్మాయిని అలా తీసుకొచ్చారు. అప్పుడు మనకి ఆ అమ్మాయిని మన స్కూల్లో జాయిన్ చేయడానికి తీసుకొని వచ్చారన్నమాట. ఇలా బ్లైండ్ ఉన్నది కదా మీ స్కూల్. ఆ అమ్మాయిని చూస్తే ఎంత బాగుంటుందో చెప్పలేమండి. అసలు ఆ అమ్మాయి బ్లైండా అన్నట్టు మనకి పక్క నుంచి చూస్తే అసలు తెలియదు, అంత అందంగా ఉంటది ఆ అమ్మాయి. అలాంటి అమ్మాయిని ఆ పేరెంట్స్ అలా వదిలేశారంటే చాలా బాధ అనిపించింది అనమాట. ఆ అమ్మాయి మన స్కూల్లోని చాలా చక్కగా చదువుతుంది, అన్నిట్లోని ఫస్ట్ గా రాణిస్తుంది. తన నుంచి అంటే డే స్కాలర్స్ కింద ఒక మదర్ తనని చూస్తుంది కదా, ఒక ఆవిడ ఆ అమ్మాయిని చూస్తుంది అనమాట. మనకి రోజు ఉదయం మన స్కూల్ బస్ లోనికి పంపించి మళ్ళీ సాయంకాలం తీసుకొని వెళ్ళిపోతుంటది. ఆ అమ్మాయి వచ్చిన దగ్గర నుంచి మనల్ని ఇంకా ఎంత బాగా అందరితో ఎలా కలిసిమెలిసి ఉంటదంటే, మనకి కొత్త పిల్లలు ఎవరైనా వచ్చారనుకోండి, మన స్టూడెంట్స్ తీసుకురావడం వరకే మన బాధ్యత. తక్కిందంతా వాళ్ళు ఎంత బాగా చూసుకుంటారంటే, అసలు వీళ్ళు ఇలా చూడగలుగుతారా అన్నది మనకి అర్థం అవ్వదన్నమాట. అసలు వాళ్ళే తీసుకెళ్లి బ్రష్ చేయించేయటం, స్నానం చేయించేయటం, టిఫిన్ తినిపించటం, అన్ని వాళ్ళకి ఏం కావాలో డ్రెస్ చేయటం అంతా వాళ్ళే చూసుకుంటారు. ఆహా, అంటే మన మన లోపమే వాళ్ళకి ఏమి చేయకపోవటం అన్నదే మనది అనిపిస్తుంది. అలాగే ఒకసారి మేము మా టీచరు ట్రైన్లో ట్రావెల్ చేస్తున్నాడు అనమాట. చేస్తుంటే ఒక అతను బ్లైండ్ అతను అడుక్కోటానికి వస్తుంటారు కదా, అలా అడుక్కోవడానికి వస్తున్నప్పుడు తన వెంట చిన్న బాబు మాట, 4 years బాబు. అతను కూడా బ్లైండ్, వాళ్ళ అబ్బాయి ఇద్దరు బ్లైండ్ మాట. అడుక్కోవడానికి అలా వస్తుంటే మా టీచర్ అడిగాడు మాట, ఏమ్మా ఈ అబ్బాయిని మాకు ఇచ్చేవచ్చు కదా, మేము స్కూల్లో చదివించుకుంటాము అవి చేస్తాం. నేను ఇవ్వనండి, ఇచ్చేస్తే నాకు మళ్ళీ ఇలాగ అడిగేది డబ్బులు అవి రావు కదా, నాకు నా జీవనం గడవాలి కదా, నేను ఇవ్వనండి అన్నాడు. ఇవ్వనన్నా మేము అతన్ని అడ్రస్ అయి కనుక్కొని అతని దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళి ఆ అబ్బాయిని తీసుకొని వచ్చి మదర్ని రిక్వెస్ట్ చేశాం అన్నమాట. అమ్మ, నీ కొడుకు భవిష్యత్తుని ఇలా పాడు చేసేయటం, ఇలా అడుక్కోవటం అయ్యి కాదు కదా, మన స్కూల్లో జాయిన్ చేయి, నువ్వు ఒకసారి వచ్చి మన స్కూల్ చూడు, నీకు నచ్చితేనే ఇక్కడ ఉంచు, రాకపోతే తీసుకొని వెళ్ళిపో అని ఆ అమ్మాయి ఆవిడ్ని తీసుకొని మన స్కూల్కి తీసుకొచ్చామన్నమాట. తీసుకొస్తే అమ్మాయి ఇలాంటి దాంట్లో చేయటం మా పిల్లడి అదృష్టం అనేసి ఆ అమ్మాయి మన దగ్గర ఆ పిల్లడిని వదిలేసి, 4 ఏళ్ల పిల్లడిని వదిలేసి తను వెళ్ళింది అనమాట. ఇప్పటికీ వాళ్ళ నాన్న మనం ట్రైన్లో వెళ్తే, ఏదైనా ఊరు వెళ్తే ట్రైన్లోని మనకి ప్రత్యక్షం అవుతాడనమాట అడుక్కుంటున్నా. తను అలా చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ అబ్బాయి మాత్రం ఇప్పుడు ఎంత బాగా చదువుకుంటున్నాడంటే చాలా అసలు మన ఆశ్చర్యపోవాలి, అన్నిట్లోని ఫస్ట్ గా ఉంటారు. ఇలా ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. కొంత మనం వెళ్ళి పిల్లల్ని తీసుకురావటాను ఇవన్నీ ఎలాంటివన్నీ పిల్లలు మనం తీసుకురావడం వరకే. కొంచెం ఏదో మనం పిల్లలకి తినలేకపోతే తినిపించటము అవి ఏవో చేసి అలా బాత్రూమ్ ఈ టైమింగ్స్ ఇవన్నీ మనం చెప్పి అలవాటు చేస్తాం, కానీ ఇవన్నీ కూడా వాళ్ళ తోటి పిల్లలే చేసేసుకుంటారు. అంతలా మన పిల్లలు అన్నిట్లోనే ముందుగా ఉంటారన్నమాట. ఇలాంటి
రెడ్డి గారు ఒక్క నిమిషం, ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇదివరకు మీరు చెప్పింది ఒకసారి ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేస్తాను, తర్వాత మీరు కంటిన్యూ చేద్దాం కానీ.
ఓకే మేడం, ఓకే.
Okay, so just there's 2 stories that she talked about. One girl called Spandana, she was born blind, and she was actually dropped off by her parents in one of the organizations called SOS. And some other person was actually taking care of her, and she was assigned as a mother to that child. She's not the mother, but she was assigned a mother to the child at that organization. So that kid is, she said that she is so beautiful and she's so smart and she's so good and very active kid. And so they brought her to our school, and she, as soon as she was brought to our school, the students themselves have actually accepted her. All the Netra Vidyalaya students accepted her, showed her how to become herself, be self-sufficient and self-reliant. And that is the whole thing. What Vedika is saying is that, yes, we bring the students to the school and we teach, we make sure they eat properly, make sure they go to the bathroom breaks and everything. But actually, to get them to be self-sufficient, the students themselves help each other so much. They are so into each other. They help, the senior students will help the new student that comes in. They don't never make them feel like they're new student. So there's a buddy system that they have developed there. She actually talked about another example that's even very sad to hear that, but it's a happy story at the end of it, is one of the parent, he was a blind man who was actually going in the trains asking for, begging for alms. And he takes along his child who is also blind at the time. And the thing is that the teacher, the Netra Vidyalaya teacher, asked this father, why don't you send him to our school so that he can learn and become self-sufficient and self-reliant? And the response from the father was, oh no, what will happen to my daily livelihood? If he's not there, I'm not going to get the money that people are donating me, so I don't want to send him. But our management, Baby Garu and her team, did not stop at that. They found where this person lives. They went there. They convinced the mother to say, you know, you don't want to spoil your child's life also like this. And they brought him to our school. And now he's in our school. He's a very smart kid. He's always a topper, participates in sports and everything, and he's been doing very well. Devi Garu, you want to continue?
ఇప్పటికీ మన స్కూల్ పెట్టి 19 సంవత్సరాల నుండి 20 సంవత్సరాల్లోకి అడుగు పెట్టింది. ఇక్కడ ఈ పిల్లలకి ఎందులో ఏది రాణించగలిగితే అందులోకి మనం వాళ్ళని తీసుకొని వెళ్ళగలుగుతున్నాము. ఎవరికి ఏది ఇష్టమైతే ఎందులో వాళ్ళకి నైపుణ్యం కనిపిస్తుంటుందో దాంట్లో వాళ్ళని మనం చేర్చిస్తున్నాం అన్నమాట. అలాగే వీళ్ళు నాట్మో అనే క్విజ్ కాంపిటీషన్, నేషనల్ లెవెల్ మ్యాథ్ క్విజ్ కాంపిటీషన్ లో కూడా మన ఏంటంటే ఓపెన్ కేటగిరీలో ఫస్ట్ మన వాళ్ళు 3rd వచ్చారు. అప్పుడు డెహ్రాడూన్ వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళు ప్రైజెస్ అయి తీసుకున్నారు. అలాగే నేషనల్ లెవెల్, ఇంటర్నేషనల్ లెవెల్ స్పోర్ట్స్ గేమ్స్ అన్ని ఇవన్నీ మీకు తెలిసినవే. అన్ని ఎప్పటికప్పుడు మేము బీటీ సేవకి రిపోర్ట్స్ పంపిస్తూ ఉంటాము. ఇలాంటివన్నీ చాలా చాలా చేస్తుంటారు మన పిల్లలు. అలాగే ప్రతి కరాటీ, యోగా మొత్తం, తర్వాత ఏవైనా ఈవెంట్స్ ఉంటే వాళ్ళ గురించి కొత్త 6 నెలలో ఎవరు ఎక్కువగా అంటే డేస్, ముఖ్యమైన రోజులు వస్తాయి కదా, వాళ్ళ గురించి వాళ్ళు చెప్పటము ఇలాంటివన్నీ అన్ని చేస్తుంటారు. అదంతా కూడా
so what Baby Garu is saying, see, I don't know, I can't talk her saying Lakshmi Garu, I have to say Baby Garu. What Baby Garu is saying that we see the kids' potential and we try to give them all the opportunities they can get, like singing, dancing, any chess competitions, playing cricket, sports, and they have bagged lot of medals. And if you go into our VTS World website, you will see, and even Netra Vidyalaya school, you will see all the different awards the kids have gotten.
ఈ మధ్యనే మన గాయత్రి అనే అమ్మాయి ఈ COVID-19 లోనే ఇస్కాన్ టెంపుల్ వాళ్ళు, ఇస్కాన్ వాళ్ళకి ఉంది కదా ఆర్గనైజేషన్.
For me, sorry, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I think I got a message that internet was unstable. But the thing that, imagine that the students were competing against the sighted users, sighted in people. So they did really good on that.
Stop my audio. Live in Facebook. Mute my audio.
Okay. So with that, I would like to kind of hold off on here. Baby Garu, thank you very much for information. I know at this point, Baby Garu will have a lot to say, and I would want to say a lot too, but with respect to time, we are over 5 minutes now, I think. So we just want to, Pranati, do you want to, Baby Garu, thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you very much.
Yeah. Pranati?
Yes. So as you can see from Baby Garu and the alumni, all their stories, these schools are one by one revolutionizing the lives of the visually challenged and tribal kids. Of our 3 alumni today, they're only a representation of the thousands of children in these schools. Every life is different and every journey is different, with different struggles to go through and victories to achieve. Every one of the kids at our school has a story to share. And this event is just the beginning of a beautiful journey and opportunity for all of us to be a part of it and see how we can leverage this to change the lives of many ahead. All of this would not have been possible without your kind donations and empathy to act on it and make a difference. As you might have noticed earlier in the PowerPoints, there was a theme throughout the presentation of light and sunshine. You all are the rays of light and sunshine that are brightening the lives of these kids. This year has been rough for all of us, and as you can imagine, it's been even tougher for the children in our schools. We still have expenses. I'm hearing my voice repeating back. Is it just me?
Yeah,
We
I
still
could
have,
hear it.
yeah, okay. It seems like it's gone now. Sorry about that. So this year has been rough for all of us, and as you can imagine, it's even tougher for the kids at the school. We still have expenses to pay for their schooling, their education, to maintain the facilities, to feed them. And due to the pandemic, we have not been able to run our annual fundraising events at the different locations here in the US. So we're reaching out to all of you here today that are on the call with us and that are watching us from the Facebook Live to support us and fill the gap of this year's goal for $410,000. If you've already contributed this year, either through a one-time payment or sponsoring a child, we thank you for your generous donations. For all others who have not yet got the chance to donate, we request you to visit the page you see at the bottom of the presentation. It's vtsworld.org/my-donation, and we urge you to select a recurring donation to sponsor these children. We're asking for recurring donations because that way we can plan ahead for these children to make sure everything is taken care of. And these recurring donations, they might just be the cost of a coffee a day for you all, but it makes the world of a difference for our children. So we urge you not to delay any further and to commit your support today and by going to the link vtsworld.org/my-donation and sponsoring a child. Please do donate now. So being time sensitive, we have gone a little bit over time, but we would still like to make an effort for some of the audience questions to be asked. So for the last chunk of the event, we're going to, I'm going to ask a couple of the questions that have popped up in the chat. Please do stick with us if you can. So the first question, I'm only going to choose 5 or 10. I'm only going to choose around 5. For those of you who still have questions, please do join us again with our next event where you'll have another opportunity to ask even more alumni these questions. So
Before
the
you
first
ask
question is,
if just for the people that have to drop off because they have other things going on, I just want to thank you all for joining and thank my alumni for joining today. And please don't drop off. We still have questions, but I want to just let people know this was only the first of the series of Meet Our Beneficiaries. The next session is going to be on Sunday, October 4th, same time and same Zoom link. We will send the information again, but please join us again on October 4th. We'll have other alumni of our school joining at that time. So we are very happy to share their experiences and also listen from them as to how they have been successful and how these schools have also developed. There's a lot more information that we have not shared here, but definitely your support is where how we are able to get to this point where we are. So Praniti, if you want to go ahead and ask the questions, stay tuned for October 4th, second session. Thank you. Praniti, you're on.
okay. So the first question that I'm going to ask from the audience is, what was the happiest moment at school? So the audience member wanted to know if one of the speakers could explain their happiest moment. So either Gangajala, Vijaya Durga Garu, or Thrinadh, either one of you, if you want to unmute and explain your happiest moment.
Yeah. So, the one of the, happiest moment maybe when you receive your certification at the end of your 5 years of school, maybe the graduation, where you haven't taken help of a scribe to write your examination. So for example, I just want to, acknowledge that I haven't seen even a sighted person writes the exam on the laptop. So just you guys write your exam on a pen with a pen and on a white paper. But being, studying in our college, we attend our exams with a laptop. So when you get a certification for that, that's one of the happiest moments that I think we almost cherish forever.
That's awesome. Thank you, Thrinadh.
Go ahead, next question, Praniti. You have the
Yeah.
list, I think.
Yeah, next question. This can either be answered by the students, Thrinadh or Vijaya Durga, or Baby God, if you're still on, you can answer this as well. One of the audience members asked, how did they learn in Netra Vidyalaya? What type of books did they use? Was it Braille or was it regular books?
Thrinadh, Vijaya Durga, or
I think,
the books you had?
yeah, I'm about to answer. So I think most of the times we have, it's one of the things that I want to be say pretty much proud. I want to be proud myself and about our college. We, with the usage of laptop, not only using the books of tons of papers, and we also used to reduce the wastage, of cutting the trees and making into the papers and preparing the books. So maybe we almost use a laptop, like in fact, a e-learning thing to excel in our exams or maybe in our career.
That's awesome. Thank you for
Yeah,
sharing that.
there are still
Go ahead.
yeah, there are still braille books, but we use all, since we have a laptop all the times where we have like, we have all the times laptop available with us. So almost we always 99% of the people we used to prefer to study in the laptop itself.
Correct. Thank you. So the question, do the visually challenged students use audiobooks? We do use some of the audiobooks, but not as much. But a lot of times in the school itself, where Baby Garu, the elementary school, we definitely focus on using learning Braille. And as soon as they come in, and also they learn on the computers right from the elementary school. They do have a lab in the school, so they start learning and get used to the computer, the keyboard, and all that facilities. And once they get to junior college, they're ready to use the laptops on their own a lot of times. So that's one of the benefit of our schools. One example, I just want to say how the teachers and the students are never felt like they're Netra Vidyalaya, they have some kind of disability. I was saying example yesterday is I was walking with Baby Garu in the hallway at one of the summer internship program, and this kid comes and bumps into us. And Baby Garu and I was very busy talking. We did not notice the kid was walking towards us, and he bumps into us, says, "Oh, sorry, madam, I did not see you." I'm like, "What? We are supposed to be seeing, right? We didn't even see that you're coming, and we just let you bump into us." So it's that feeling of they never felt like they are disabled or anything. They're part of us. They pretty much feel the same way. And they would be playing cricket, and they somehow would sense that I was there, and they will come straight up to me saying, "Madhvi madam, come play cricket with us, come play volleyball with us." And it's just like how they know and how they come and take care of you is really amazing. And the same thing with the Netra Vidyalaya college students too, and they would be walking in the evening through the ashram or the area that we are. It's very beautiful environment there, and they would sense you that you're right there, and they start talking. "Would you like to play with cricket with us?" And they showed us how they play cricket, and I got to play cricket with them too. So that was really nice moment. Thank you very much, Trina. Pranati, you want to ask more?
Yes, so I have two more questions, last two more questions. The first question I have right now is, I combined a lot of the themes that are coming. A lot of people asked about motivation and how these students were motivated to continue their studies. So I'm going to ask Gangajala, because after her time at the Jira Gurukulam, she went on to get an agricultural diploma and a BSc. Gangajala, what was your motive to stay positive and move ahead? What motivated you?
నీకు మోటివేషన్ అంటే అట్లీస్ట్ ఇప్పుడు స్కూల్లో నీకు బాగా చదువుకోవాలని చెప్పిన టీచర్స్ ఎవరైనా వచ్చి నువ్వు పైకి చదువుకోవాలి అని చెప్పారా? లేకపోతే నీకు ఎట్లా అనిపించింది ఇంకా పైకి వెళ్ళి చదువుకోవాలి, ఇంకా మంచి చదువుకోవాలి అని? అట్లా మోటివేషన్ అట్లా ఏమన్నా స్కూల్లో టీచర్స్ చెప్పడము, లేకపోతే వేరే ఎక్కడైనా వినడము, అట్లా ఏదైనా ఉందా?
స్కూల్లో చెప్పేది మేడం, మీరు ఇప్పుడు 10th వరకే కాదు, హైయర్ స్టడీస్ కూడా బాగా చదువుకొని మంచి ప్రయోజకులు కావాలని చెప్పి వాళ్ళు మోటివేషన్ చేసేవాళ్ళు. సార్ వాళ్ళు ఇది చదివితే ఇట్లా వెళ్తారు, ఇది చదివితే ఇట్లా వెళ్తారు అని చెప్పేవాళ్ళు టీచర్స్. అట్లా కొంచెం అగ్రికల్చర్ గురించి కూడా ఫ్రెండ్ వాళ్ళ అంకుల్ చెప్పడం వల్ల అగ్రికల్చర్ సైడ్ వెళ్ళి చదువుకొని ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ దాకా వచ్చినాం మేడం. టీచర్స్ బాగా సపోర్ట్ చేసేవాళ్ళు మేడం.
And one thing that Ganganjala is saying is that teachers used to support, and they used to actually tell them what other careers are there after this and how they can study more. how to study more and how they can progress. So one thing that she said is just because she was able to study at GL Gurukulam, he got admitted to this diploma because it's a very selective people for that diploma that gets admitted to that. So she was one of those top students that her and her friend were able to get to that diploma because of her experience at the Alampalli school and her teacher support. That's really good. Um, Thank you. Next question.
Yes, thank you, Gangajali Garu. And last question. This one we kind of touched upon earlier when it came to either the technology problems or stuff, but I'll rephrase it and I'll ask Vijaya Durga Garu this question. Vijaya Durga, what was the biggest challenge you faced during your time at Netra Vidyalaya, and how did you overcome that?
Your video has been spotlighted.
Actually, we thought to go for intermediate, but don't know what to choose and all. And we'll have to search for a college. At the same time, whenever we went to school for memos that day, we felt very happy and very fortunate to know that college is being started for us specially. And that specialty, not we don't know, but generally we went and we joined over there. Then Swamiji built a lot of confidence in us, saying that we can do everything and all. Then within a short period of 3 months of time, because of that, that is the first batch now. So 3 months, all so many of volunteers helped us to learn the computers first. Next, our subject, that's also very new, so that became very challenging. And we don't have even the permission to write the board exams on laptops. They hidden everything because we will be in tension, no? So they hidden everything, and in the midnight at 12 o'clock we got the permission, it seems, before our exam. Before one day we got the permission. They struggled a lot to take the permission. That's very, afterwards we came to know, and we felt very happy. And really we are very fortunate and grateful to everyone, every volunteer, everyone, and including Swamiji. Under Swamiji guidance, we have learned a lot. We actually, my brother Mr. Rajkumar, he is also a visually impaired person. Right now he is working in Union Bank of India as an assistant manager. I'm working in Canara Bank, and only both of us, we both only there for our parents. My father farmer. Being like this, we both married, means both normal persons married us. So now we are very happy, leading a very happiest life. Really we able to reach to our goal because of this special ability which is shown by our Swamiji and all the donors and volunteers, faculty. Everyone used to treat us as a parent. That's why we did not miss our parents at that time. Actually, I'm very far to Hyderabad. We are Nizamabad from Telangana state. Still, we did not feel that we are in hostel. Really, it's a big task, but we did not feel it so.
That's good. Thank you,
That's it.
Vijay Durga. Thank you very much. So that's the care that's been taken. It's not just
Yeah.
because she was batch, but I think sometimes explains that they were the experimental batch. So, but then the faculty, the management, and Swamiji and everybody never made them feel like, oh, we may or may not get it, so you have to do this way. So they were confident they were going to get what these students needed, and getting that permission to take exams on laptop was huge. And the students did not know that there was so much going on behind, but everyone really supported it. One thing I just, GL Gurukulam is another, the tribal school is also very important here. And as Gangajala stated, that all the teachers and the, especially knowing that when Swamiji came and said, we are going to start a school here with multiple classes, and and multiple teachers will be teaching each class, and we'll have a lab, we'll have games, we'll have yoga and everything. They were very excited, and that was what happened. So I just wanted to, can we focus on Shantaram Swami? I just want to show, just so everyone can see our management at the GR Gurukulams as well. You saw Nidhi teachers. And here you see Prabhakar Garu, Jai Shriman Narayana. Thank you, Shrimanayana Shantaram Swami. So I happen to be spending time with Prabhakar ji. He has a value of information, wealth of knowledge, and he's the most compassionate person I've ever seen. He's been managing schools at the GR Gurukulam. Prabhakar, do you want to say anything to the audience today about our schools?
Status by item.
2004 స్వామి ఇక్కడ ఎన్టీఆర్ ప్లేస్ లో అడే ప్రాంతంలో ఇక్కడ పూర్తిగా నిరక్షరాస్యం నుంచి ఇక్కడ బ్రెయిన్తో ఇక్కడ చాలా ధైర్యంగా 2004 లో అబౌట్ 1.5 crore దిస్ మ్యూజిక్ స్కూల్ అండ్ రెసిడెన్షియల్ హాస్టల్ బిల్డింగ్ వాళ్ళు నిర్మాణం చేయడం జరిగింది. 2004 లో అసలు ఇక్కడ ఏమీ లేదు, పోవడానికి కూడా లేదు, దారి కూడా లేదు. అట్లాంటి స్థలానికి వారు వెళ్ళి నిజంగా స్కూల్ పెట్టడం, ఈ రోజు అల్లంపల్లి చుట్టూ ఉన్న తండాల్లో కానీ ఆ ప్రాంతం మొత్తం కూడా అక్షరాస్యులుగా మారడానికి కారణం వారి యొక్క విస్తరం. ఈ ఇండియాలో పోతే ఎక్కడైనా కూడా ఇలాంటి ప్లేసెస్ చాలా ఉన్నాయి, కానీ ఇది వారికి వరంగా వారు భావిస్తుంటారు. ఇప్పటికి కూడా వారు చాలా ఆ ప్రాంతీయులంతా ఇట్లాంటి స్కూల్ ఇక్కడ ఉండడం వాళ్ళ అదృష్టం భావిస్తుంటారు. ఇప్పటికి కూడా చాలా ట్రై చేస్తున్నాం. ఇప్పుడు రీసెంట్ గా ఫస్ట్ తెలుగు మీడియం పెట్టారు, బట్ ఇప్పుడు ఇంగ్లీష్ స్వామి ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం చేంజ్ చేశారు. ఇంగ్లీష్ క్లాస్ ఇప్పుడు 8th క్లాస్ వరకు ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం నడుస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు తర్వాత ఇంకా 2 years తర్వాత టోటల్ ఇంగ్లీష్ మీడియం స్కూలే అవుతుంది.
Thank you, Prabhakar.
చాలా మంది అప్పటికి
Okay. Thank you, Prabhakar. Sorry, cut chesnanu koncham. Karthik, what Prabhakar ji is saying is that the school was started in 2004 when there was no schools and at all in that area. There was that school that we said there is really not much education going on. And as I said before, he is actually confirming that the management had actually gone to individual tribes areas and convinced them that you should have this education. And they all came to our school to study. And now we have, with Prabhakar ji's support, we have actually built a school which is a better walls and better facilities for the students to have good education. There was no roads at the time. There was no path to get to the school at the time. Even when I went to the school, because it was English student July or it was so scary as the car was going. So imagine back 10-15 years ago, that there was no path. So we actually laid the path to get to the village and to get to the, everyone can start coming. Now we also arrange for school buses so students don't have to walk so much, like 2 to 3-4 miles to come to the school. So really thankful that all the donors and supporters have been supporting this initiative, and Prabhakar ji tirelessly makes sure that the school and the facilities are kept intact and the students are taken care of with good quality food, nutritious food, ensure that their sports and education, their books are on time. And there are times that the school management has to go back to the tribal village and say, send your kids back to school, because some kids don't come back for some reason or the other. And I think I heard the same thing from Baby Garu. Sometimes these parents take the kids back again. They try to become selfish in the sense, oh, you know what, if I keep him at home, the government will give me 300 rupees or something for that. And they just take them back and they don't send them back to school. And I remember Prabhakar ji and the teachers start going to their homes and asking that tomorrow exams are starting, send your kids back to school, they have to take exams. So that is how much of care is taken by our management, our organization and the teachers here. And all this is also only possible because of you all on the call. So $1 a day, a coffee a day literally gives them a beautiful education and supports them to be self-sustaining, transforming their lives and their future generations. So this is actually paving path to the future generations of these students here. And they can always build the confidence of not themselves, but anyone in future, their siblings, their cousins, their kids. This is paving path to everyone to have a better education and better life, and show how the community does it. So thank you all again, and let's meet again on October 4th at same time. And then we apologize for the video technicality there. We did a drive and it worked perfectly fine. Sometimes the stars last doesn't work. So, Thrinadh Nekkanti, it's been a pleasure. Let's be in touch. Vijaya Durga, awesome to hear from you, and got to meet your husband as well. So thank you again for joining. And Gangajala, smiling and spread those smiles, and we'll. I guess I got muted while I was speaking, so I'll just say one more time. Thrinadh Nekkanti, thank you very much for joining, and it's been nice meeting you. We'll be in touch again. Vijaya Durga, thank you very much. It's very late for you all in India, but you joined this call and kind of explained to the use to our audience and our donors, our supporters, what it means for all of us. And Gangajala, keep smiling, and encourage all your friends and your tribals, everyone to do as good as you are doing, or better. Thank you again. Pranati, do you have any last words?
That's all, Auntie. You covered everything. But thank you everyone again for joining us. Please do donate. The link again is vtsworld.org/mydonation. Please do donate today. And for our next session on October 4th, invite your friends and come back. We'll have a new set of panelists. Those of you who did not get to ask your questions, we will ask those then. We can't wait to see you again next month. Thank you.
Baby, thank you very much, Andy.
Share. Double tap to hide toolbar.
Thank you. And I think, am I missing anyone? So, Kiranji, or would you like to say anything? Are we good?
Thank you, Madhavi garu.
Can we leave now?